Hello ladies and gentlemen, Dean from Holistic Health Concepts. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today and to introduce you to a topic that I'm extremely passionate about. It's a program I've devised called the Ultimate Work Experience, and it's all about inspiring young men to become their greatest version. So a happy young man leads a fulfilling life. He's contented, he's on purpose, and he's a pleasure to be around because he's connected into doing what he loves doing. On the other side of things, an unhappy young man becomes disengaged. He's not on purpose, and his thoughts are spiraling him down towards a lifestyle which could potentially lead him to prison, a young offenders institute. On the worst case scenario for a young man, it could lead him to suicide, to take his own life. In the US alone, the third biggest killer of young men is suicide. One of the things that lead to a young man taking his life is one of the biggest destructive diseases of our time, affecting young men, and that's depression. Did you know that in 1979, the average age of a young man experiencing depression was 29. Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's 14 and a half. Those statistics have changed dramatically. So I'd like to share with you my story. At age 21, I experienced a nervous breakdown. I like to reflect on it now more like a spiritual awakening. But at the time, it was a very challenging time in my life. I had no direction. My relationships were falling apart, and I didn't know who to turn to. I went to the doctors. The doctors prescribed me antidepressants, one of the biggest medications of our time that is described for mental health issues. For me, the antidepressants didn't work. They actually made things worse. My anxiety got worse. My ability to integrate into society became more separated. And it even got to the most destructive time in my life where I considered taking my own life. Suicide. I'd hit rock bottom. I was at my lowest. Then something changed. I felt inspired one specific day to go and check out the Army Recruitment Office. At the Army Recruitment Office, I met a guy called Mark, who was the recruitment officer. I had an amazing conversation with Mark. And he talked to me about, the great benefits that the Army has to offer. I love sports. So he said, if you love sports, the Army will really look after you. He said, you will get a trade. So your prospects will be so much better when you come back from the Army. Mark's inspiring talk had a great impact on me. I joined the Army, and that's when I turned my life around. I learned lots of skills in the Army, but one of the most important things was I learned to believe in myself through setting goals and achieving those goals. So the Ultimate Work Experience. What is it? So the Ultimate Work Experience is a program I've devised which involves local businesses supporting young men through sponsoring each individual. For a young man, it helps the young man to learn the skills required to survive in today's world. And the program is divided through a mentoring program where we cover a number of topics. So how does a business get involved? So local businesses, the opportunity for them really is to create great PR for their business. It offers them an opportunity to invest in a young man's journey to help him develop and grow. It also gives back to the community. It's a way of giving back. So the bottom line is it's an investment from the company into obviously these young men. And already we have businesses such as the local bank, retail and pharmacies on board because they see it's a great opportunity to help these young men. So the young men, what do they gain from it? They gain experience. They gain positive life skills. They become confident in their abilities. They develop a purpose. And they start to go and follow their dreams. So within the program, they get an opportunity at the end of it to give back to these companies that have sponsored them by working in these companies for 24 hours. So it allows them to actually pay back the sponsorship money. And with that in mind, they also may get an opportunity in the future to work for that business. So the mentoring program, it works on a weekly basis. So there's individual themes such as personal responsibility, emotional intelligence, accountability, anger management. All of these valuable skills that we need in today's society to become a well-rounded, integrated man. At the end of it, these young men's opportunities become a lot greater than before they did the program. The groups are run in groups of 12. So these young men get an opportunity to work through open discussion, to share what's going on for them as they grow and evolve through the program. So ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like you to think about now is a world where we're producing young integrated men to move into society so that they can inspire others to reach their full potential. Thank you very much for giving me the time. My name is Dean Quinn.